Have you ever wondered how silent moves create loud results can lead you to success? True achievement is built on consistent, quiet efforts that often go unnoticed by others. It's in the small, disciplined actions, whether it's dedicating time to your craft, working toward a goal, or building resilience, that lasting success is shaped. While the world may celebrate grand gestures, the real power lies in the silent commitment to improvement. Through persistence and quiet determination, you'll find that your efforts will eventually speak louder than any external recognition. Self-discipline is the foundation upon which all meaningful achievements are built. It is the ability to control impulses, remain focused on goals, and make consistent progress without relying on external validation. While motivation can be fleeting, discipline ensures that progress continues even when enthusiasm fades. Those who cultivate self-discipline develop the mental strength to stay committed to their objectives despite distractions, setbacks, or difficulties. It is not about rigid self-denial, but about aligning daily actions with long-term aspirations. A key aspect of self-discipline is the ability to delay gratification. Many individuals struggle to resist short-term pleasures that offer immediate satisfaction at the cost of long-term success. A student preparing for exams must resist the temptation of social distractions to dedicate time to studying. An athlete training for competition must follow a strict regimen, pushing past the desire for comfort in order to develop endurance and skill. A writer working on a novel must commit to a daily writing schedule, even on days when inspiration is lacking. Those who can delay gratification strengthen their ability to stay on course toward their goals. Self-discipline also involves mastering emotional regulation. The ability to manage frustration, boredom, and doubt is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. Entrepreneurs who launch startups often face initial failures, yet those who maintain their discipline and keep refining their strategies eventually build successful businesses. Musicians who practice for hours each day may experience frustration when progress is slow, but those who persist develop mastery. The greatest artists, scholars, and leaders throughout history were not those who avoided hardship, but those who maintained focus and discipline through adversity. While self-discipline creates the internal framework for success, strategic planning ensures that effort is directed effectively. Success is not accidental. It requires careful goal setting, prioritization, and structured planning. Without a clear plan, even the most disciplined efforts can become scattered and inefficient. A well-crafted strategy provides direction, helping individuals break down complex goals into manageable steps and allocate time and resources wisely. Strategic planning begins with setting clear and specific goals. A vague ambition, like becoming successful, is difficult to act upon, whereas a defined goal, such as launching a business within 1 year, provides clarity. An athlete aiming to improve performance does not simply decide to get better, but sets measurable targets, such as increasing running speed by a certain percentage or achieving a new personal record in weightlifting. A student pursuing academic excellence creates a structured study plan rather than relying on last-minute preparation. Those who establish specific and measurable goals create a framework for success. Prioritization is an essential component of planning. Not all tasks hold equal importance, and the ability to distinguish high-impact activities from minor distractions determines efficiency. A business leader must prioritize strategic growth initiatives over administrative tasks that can be delegated. A researcher must focus on critical experiments rather than becoming overwhelmed by secondary projects. Those who master prioritization ensure that their energy is invested where it will yield the most significant results. Effective planning also requires flexibility. While having a structured roadmap is essential, an overly rigid approach can lead to frustration when unexpected challenges arise. Adaptability is what allows individuals to adjust their strategies while staying committed to their ultimate vision. A company expanding into new markets must be prepared to pivot if initial strategies do not work. A writer who encounters creative blocks must experiment with different techniques rather than abandoning their work. The most successful individuals understand that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities to refine their approach. Consistency is the bridge between self-discipline and strategic planning. Even the best plans are meaningless without the commitment to execute them daily. A fitness regimen only produces results when followed consistently. A musician only improves when they practice regularly. A business only grows when strategic efforts are sustained over time. Those who blend discipline with structured planning create unstoppable momentum, ensuring that each action contributes to long-term success. The most successful individuals are those who align their daily habits with their broader goals. They wake up each day with a plan and the discipline to execute it. A scientist working on groundbreaking research stays committed to rigorous experimentation. A student aiming for academic excellence follows a structured study schedule. A leader guiding a company ensures that every decision aligns with long-term objectives. By integrating self-discipline with strategic planning, these individuals maximize their potential and continuously move toward success. Ultimately, self-discipline and planning are inseparable components of achievement. One provides the internal strength to stay committed, while the other ensures that efforts are directed efficiently. Those who master both are not only able to set ambitious goals, but also have the structure and perseverance to achieve them. By cultivating discipline and implementing strategic planning, individuals create a path towards success that is both intentional and sustainable. Breaking down goals into actionable steps is one of the most effective ways to achieve success. Large ambitions can feel overwhelming when viewed as a single task, making it difficult to know where to start. However, by dividing complex objectives into smaller, manageable steps, progress becomes more achievable. This approach not only reduces anxiety, but also increases motivation, as each small milestone reached serves as evidence of forward momentum. Those who master this method understand that no goal is too large when approached strategically. The power of breaking down goals can be seen in every field. A marathon runner does not focus solely on the 26 miles ahead, but instead on training 1 mile at a time, gradually increasing endurance. A student preparing for final exams does not attempt to learn an entire subject in a day, but instead dedicates time to mastering one chapter at a time. An entrepreneur launching a company does not try to build an empire overnight, but instead focuses on securing the first clients, refining the business model, and gradually expanding operations. By taking a step-by-step approach, individuals maintain control over their progress and reduce the risk of burnout. Creating a step-by-step plan transforms overwhelming tasks into manageable actions. A writer who aspires to complete a book may begin by setting daily word count goals rather than worrying about the entire manuscript. A musician striving to master an instrument may break learning into specific skills, focusing on scales before attempting full compositions. A researcher working on a complex project may establish weekly objectives to analyze data, conduct experiments, and refine conclusions. These small actions, when performed consistently, lead to significant long-term progress. One of the biggest obstacles to achieving long-term goals is distraction. In a world filled with constant notifications, entertainment, and competing demands for attention, maintaining focus is increasingly difficult. Avoiding distractions requires intentional effort and self-discipline. A student who dedicates study time without interruptions learns more efficiently than one who constantly checks their phone. A professional working on career advancement achieves better results when they allocate unbroken time to skill development rather than getting sidetracked by social media. Those who eliminate distractions create an environment that fosters deep focus and efficiency. External validation can also hinder progress. Many individuals seek approval from others before pursuing their goals, fearing failure or criticism. However, true success stems from personal commitment rather than external recognition. A musician creating original compositions may struggle if they constantly seek validation from listeners rather than focusing on their artistic vision. An athlete training for peak performance must resist the urge to compare themselves to competitors and instead focus on their own progress. The most accomplished individuals are those who remain committed to their path, regardless of external opinions. Avoiding the trap of external validation fosters self-confidence. When individuals rely too heavily on the opinions of others, they risk losing sight of their own values and priorities. A writer who adjusts their work to fit external expectations rather than staying true to their voice may lose their creative identity. A business owner who changes their strategy based on fleeting market trends rather than long-term sustainability may struggle with inconsistency. The most successful individuals understand that while external feedback can be valuable, true progress is driven by internal motivation and self-trust. Developing a personal system of accountability is crucial in maintaining focus and avoiding distractions. A fitness enthusiast who tracks workouts and nutrition stays consistent without needing external praise. A language learner who practices daily without waiting for validation from others makes steady progress. A scientist conducting research remains committed to discovery regardless of whether their work gains immediate recognition. By creating self-driven systems of accountability, individuals ensure that their progress remains steady even in the absence of external reinforcement. Breaking goals into actionable steps and avoiding distractions go hand in hand. The clearer the steps, the easier it is to maintain focus. A chef learning a new cuisine does not try to master an entire menu in one day, but instead perfects one dish at a time. A public speaker working on presentation skills improves by practicing one element, such as voice modulation, before refining gestures and expressions. A programmer developing an application starts with foundational coding before integrating advanced features. By focusing on incremental progress, individuals build confidence and competence over time. Success is not about how quickly a goal is achieved, but about the consistency of progress. Those who break down goals into manageable steps and remain committed without seeking external validation create a sustainable path to achievement. They understand that every small action contributes to the larger vision, and that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. By focusing on steady progress and self-driven motivation, they set themselves apart as individuals who are not only capable of reaching their goals, but also of sustaining their success in the long run. Consistency is the foundation of all meaningful growth. Success is not built in a single moment, but through small daily actions that accumulate over time. The power of consistency lies in its ability to transform ordinary efforts into extraordinary outcomes. Whether in personal development, career advancement, or skill mastery, those who remain committed to steady progress are the ones who achieve lasting success. It is not grand gestures, but the discipline of showing up every day that creates real impact. Small steps create big changes. It is easy to become overwhelmed when looking at the distance between where one is and where one wants to be. However, breaking large goals into smaller, manageable steps makes success more attainable. A writer does not complete a novel in a day, but writes a few pages consistently until the story is fully developed. A student mastering a complex subject does not learn everything overnight, but builds knowledge gradually, reinforcing concepts through daily practice. An entrepreneur does not establish a thriving business in a single move, but builds it step by step, refining processes, learning from mistakes, and adapting to market demands. The power of consistency is evident in physical transformation as well. A person who commits to exercising for just 30 minutes a day will see far greater results than someone who works out intensely for a short period and then quits. A musician practicing their instrument daily for an hour will develop mastery over time, while one who plays sporadically will struggle with progress. The compounding effect of small efforts leads to significant improvements, proving that slow and steady progress is the most sustainable path to mastery. Building positive habits is essential for making consistency effortless. When an action becomes a habit, it no longer requires willpower or motivation, but becomes part of daily life. Habits automate progress, removing the mental burden of decision-making. A person who establishes a morning routine for productivity no longer struggles to get started each day. A student who schedules dedicated study time forms a habit of learning, making academic success a natural outcome. Entrepreneurs who set aside time each day to strategize and learn new skills naturally cultivate a mindset of continuous growth. The key to habit formation is repetition. The more frequently an action is repeated, the stronger it becomes. A runner who jogs every morning builds endurance naturally. A speaker who practices public speaking regularly develops confidence and fluency. A programmer who codes daily refines their problem-solving abilities. Each repetition strengthens neural pathways, making the action easier and more natural over time. By embedding positive behaviors into daily routines, individuals set themselves up for long-term success without relying on motivation alone. While consistency is powerful, it must be approached with balance. Many individuals become discouraged when they push too hard and burn out. Sustainable progress is about maintaining a steady pace rather than overloading oneself with excessive demands. A student who studies for a reasonable amount of time each day retains information better than one who crams the night before an exam. An artist who sketches regularly without pressure enjoys the process and improves steadily. Those who respect their own capacity and adjust their efforts accordingly avoid burnout while still making progress. The most successful individuals are not those who rely on bursts of motivation, but those who cultivate discipline through consistency. Motivation fluctuates, but habits sustain progress even on days when enthusiasm is low. A professional who commits to lifelong learning continuously sharpens their skills, staying relevant in their industry. A fitness enthusiast who exercises regardless of mood maintains physical health for years. The discipline of consistency ensures that effort compounds into results, leading to a cycle of continuous improvement. Consistency also fosters resilience. When setbacks occur, those who have built steady progress are more likely to recover. A business owner who has consistently nurtured their company can withstand economic downturns better than one who seeks shortcuts. A student who has studied consistently will find exams less stressful than one who relies on last-minute effort. The ability to persist through challenges is developed through regular, intentional action. The habit of showing up every day, even when conditions are not ideal, builds mental toughness and determination. Ultimately, consistency is the silent force behind every major achievement. It transforms dreams into reality, not through sudden leaps, but through steady, intentional steps. Those who embrace consistency build a life of purpose and accomplishment. They understand that each effort, no matter how small, contributes to long-term success. In a world that often celebrates quick wins, the real victories belong to those who remain committed to the process, trusting that daily progress leads to extraordinary results. Repetition is the foundation of mastery. The more an action is repeated, the stronger it becomes, transforming effort into long-term habits that support growth. Every skill, from playing an instrument to excelling in a profession, is developed through continuous repetition. The body and mind adapt through repeated exposure, turning deliberate effort into second nature. This principle applies across all areas of life, from academic learning to athletic training and personal development. Those who understand the value of repetition recognize that progress is not always immediate, but is built through small, consistent actions over time. Athletes understand the power of repetition better than most. A sprinter does not improve their speed through occasional workouts, but through daily practice, refining each movement until it becomes automatic. A weightlifter does not build strength by lifting heavy weights once, but by consistently increasing resistance over time. Musicians, too, rely on repetition. A pianist does not master a composition in a single attempt. They repeat challenging sections until muscle memory takes over, allowing their hands to move effortlessly across the keys. The greatest performers in any field are not those who rely solely on talent, but those who embrace repetition as a tool for refinement and mastery. The power of repetition extends beyond physical abilities. In academics, students who repeatedly engage with material through reading, writing, and problem solving develop deeper comprehension and retention. A scientist working on a complex problem refines their approach through repeated trials, learning from each experiment and making incremental improvements. Writers draft and revise their work multiple times, strengthening their arguments and refining their style. The process of refinement, driven by repetition, ensures that each attempt builds upon previous efforts, leading to continuous improvement. Building long-term habits through repetition is the key to sustaining growth. Habits remove the need for constant motivation by turning positive behaviors into automatic routines. A person who makes exercise a daily habit no longer struggles with the decision to work out. It becomes part of their identity. A business professional who begins each morning by reviewing their goals develops a mindset of focus and discipline. The more consistently an action is repeated, the less effort it requires, freeing mental energy for more complex challenges. Those who integrate repetition into their daily routines find that progress becomes effortless over time. While repetition is powerful, it must be balanced to avoid burnout. Many individuals push themselves too hard in pursuit of rapid success, believing that more effort in less time leads to better results. However, sustainable progress is achieved by maintaining a steady pace rather than overwhelming oneself with excessive workloads. A student who studies intensely for hours without breaks may experience mental fatigue, reducing retention and productivity. An entrepreneur who works nonstop without resting may burn out before their business has the chance to succeed. The key to long-term success is consistency combined with balance, ensuring that effort is sustained without exhaustion. Focusing on steady progress rather than rapid achievement ensures long-term perseverance. Those who embrace gradual improvement find their efforts more sustainable and their motivation more consistent. A language learner who practices a little each day will retain more than one who crams for hours once a month. A runner who increases their mileage gradually is less likely to suffer injuries than one who tries to run a marathon without adequate training. A musician who practices regularly rather than engaging in sporadic bursts of effort will build stronger technical skills over time. The principle of steady progress ensures that individuals continue improving without experiencing overwhelming pressure or burnout. The concept of maintaining a sustainable pace is crucial in creative fields as well. An artist who forces themselves to create constantly without breaks may experience burnout and a decline in creativity. However, one who balances effort with rest maintains inspiration over time. Writers, filmmakers, and designers all benefit from steady, consistent work rather than bursts of intense but unsustainable effort. Those who learn to pace themselves develop endurance, ensuring they can continue creating and innovating over the long term. Repetition, when approached with patience and balance, transforms effort into lasting achievement. Those who integrate repetition into their daily lives build habits that support their growth without feeling overwhelmed. The key is not only to repeat actions, but to do so in a way that allows for recovery and adaptation. A person learning a new skill should practice regularly, but also step back when necessary to let their mind and body absorb the learning. A professional aiming for long-term success should recognize that sustainable growth requires not only effort, but also rest. Ultimately, mastery is not about working harder in short bursts, but about working smarter over time. The strongest individuals understand that growth is not a result of momentary effort, but of consistent, deliberate repetition. Those who commit to steady progress, embracing repetition as a tool for improvement, build a foundation for success that lasts a lifetime. Resilience is the foundation that allows individuals to navigate the inevitable challenges of life with confidence and perseverance. Difficulties are not a sign of failure, but an essential part of growth, testing both character and determination. Those who cultivate resilience develop the ability to overcome obstacles with a strong mindset, using each setback as an opportunity for learning rather than a reason to give up. The difference between those who succeed and those who falter is not the absence of challenges, but how they respond to them. A strong mindset enables individuals to confront adversity without becoming discouraged. The way one perceives challenges determines their ability to push through difficult moments. A struggling entrepreneur may face multiple business failures before finding the right formula for success. Rather than viewing setbacks as evidence of inadequacy, they see them as feedback, refining their approach with each attempt. Athletes who suffer injuries during training do not abandon their dreams. They adapt, focus on rehabilitation, and return stronger. The ability to view setbacks as temporary and solvable makes the difference between stagnation and progress. Failures are not the opposite of success, but stepping stones toward it. Every failure contains valuable insights that, when analyzed and applied, strengthen the foundation for future success. A scientist working on an experiment does not see failed trials as wasted effort, but as crucial data points that guide adjustments and improvements. A writer who receives multiple rejections does not quit, but refines their work, understanding that each critique provides an opportunity to improve. The greatest innovators in history, from Thomas Edison to modern-day entrepreneurs, achieved breakthroughs because they learned from their failures instead of being defined by them. Resilience is also about emotional regulation, the ability to manage frustration, disappointment, and uncertainty without losing focus. A student struggling with academic performance may initially feel defeated, but through resilience, they develop new study strategies, seek guidance, and persist despite difficulties. Emotional strength does not eliminate hardship, but allows individuals to navigate it without being consumed by negativity. This mental fortitude is what enables a leader to remain composed under pressure, ensuring that obstacles do not derail their progress. The ability to learn from failure is a defining characteristic of resilient individuals. Those who approach setbacks with curiosity rather than fear unlock opportunities for growth. A software developer whose project fails does not see it as the end of their career, but as a lesson in problem solving and innovation. A public speaker who struggles with their first few presentations does not retreat into self-doubt, but improves through practice, analyzing their weaknesses and refining their delivery. This approach transforms failure from a source of discouragement into a tool for self-improvement. Resilience is not an inherent trait, but a skill developed through experience. The more one embraces challenges, the stronger their ability to endure setbacks becomes. Those who fear failure avoid risks and limit their potential, while those who view failure as part of the process expand their capabilities. A business leader who has weathered financial difficulties develops the foresight and adaptability necessary for long-term success. A student who has struggled through difficult exams gains a deeper understanding of their own learning process, making future challenges easier to manage. True resilience is the ability to stand firm in the face of adversity while continuously moving forward. Those who build resilience do not merely survive challenges, they grow stronger because of them. Each difficulty they overcome adds to their confidence, proving that they are capable of handling whatever comes next. Growth does not come from comfort, but from perseverance through hardship. It is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to rise after each fall that defines lasting success. The journey towards success is rarely linear. It is filled with unexpected turns, obstacles, and moments of uncertainty. Those who embrace change rather than resist it develop the adaptability and flexibility necessary to navigate an unpredictable path. In a world where circumstances shift rapidly, the ability to adjust without losing focus is a critical skill. Success does not come from rigidly following a single plan, but from remaining open to new possibilities while staying committed to the ultimate vision. Adaptability is the trait that allows individuals to continue progressing despite unforeseen challenges. A business owner launching a new product may discover that market demands shift unexpectedly. Instead of abandoning their vision, they refine their strategy, responding to consumer needs while maintaining their long-term goals. An athlete training for competition may face an injury that temporarily disrupts their routine. Rather than seeing it as a failure, they adjust their regimen to focus on recovery, building strength in other areas until they can return to their sport. The ability to pivot and adjust ensures that progress does not stop even when the original path becomes unclear. Flexibility is the key to sustaining progress in uncertain situations. The scientist conducting research does not always get immediate results, but must adapt to new findings, refining their hypotheses accordingly. A musician perfecting a performance may realize that their initial approach needs adjustment and must be willing to experiment with new techniques. The ability to pivot without frustration allows individuals to continue advancing even when their original plans no longer align with reality. The world is constantly changing, and those who remain adaptable are the ones who thrive. True resilience is built on self-reliance rather than seeking constant external motivation. While support from others can be valuable, the most enduring strength comes from within. Those who depend too much on external encouragement often struggle when faced with solitude or opposition. A writer working on a novel must find inspiration in the craft itself rather than waiting for validation. An entrepreneur pursuing an innovative idea must trust their vision even when others doubt them. A student studying for a degree must remain focused on their long-term goals rather than seeking approval from peers. The ability to sustain effort without external reinforcement is what differentiates those who persist from those who give up. Self-reliance fosters confidence and independence. A professional working toward a promotion cannot always depend on recognition from supervisors, but must stay dedicated to self-improvement. A scientist making discoveries does not wait for immediate acclaim, but instead focuses on the integrity of their research. A fitness enthusiast committed to personal health goals must find motivation in self-discipline rather than in external praise. Those who cultivate inner strength develop the ability to persist even when challenges arise, knowing that progress is measured by their own standards rather than by external validation. Embracing uncertainty also means accepting that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities for growth. A project that does not succeed as planned may reveal insights that lead to better solutions. A rejected manuscript may contain lessons that help a writer improve their storytelling. An investor who experiences losses in the market may use the experience to refine their strategy for future success. Those who see uncertainty as a teacher rather than an enemy develop the mindset needed for long-term growth. Each setback becomes a stepping stone rather than a roadblock, allowing individuals to turn challenges into opportunities. The most successful individuals are not those who fear change, but those who use it to their advantage. They do not wait for perfect conditions, but take action despite uncertainty. A leader guiding a team through a crisis does not rely solely on past strategies, but remains open to innovation. A student navigating an unfamiliar subject does not give up at the first challenge, but experiments with different study techniques. The ability to embrace change with confidence allows individuals to remain progressive and forward-thinking, ensuring that they do not become stuck in outdated methods or limiting beliefs. By drawing strength from within and maintaining adaptability, individuals cultivate resilience that carries them through any circumstance. They learn to trust their ability to handle uncertainty, knowing that their success is not determined by external conditions, but by their response to them. In an ever-changing world, those who are flexible and self-reliant are not only able to achieve their goals, but also inspire others by demonstrating what is possible through perseverance, confidence, and a willingness to embrace change. Trusting the process is one of the most fundamental yet challenging aspects of achieving long-term success. Growth is rarely immediate, and meaningful progress requires patience, persistence, and unwavering belief in the journey. Those who expect instant results often become discouraged when faced with slow progress, failing to recognize that every effort, no matter how small, contributes to the bigger picture. Understanding that success is built gradually rather than suddenly allows individuals to stay committed even when results are not immediately visible. Growth takes time, and this reality can be frustrating in a world that values instant gratification. Many individuals abandon their pursuits prematurely simply because they do not see immediate results. A student who struggles with a new subject may feel tempted to give up rather than trusting that continuous study will lead to improvement. An entrepreneur launching a business may become discouraged when early sales do not meet expectations, forgetting that even the most successful companies started small. A musician practicing an instrument may feel frustrated when progress seems slow, not realizing that every session contributes to mastery. Those who trust the process understand that patience is essential and that sustained effort, rather than quick success, is what ultimately leads to achievement. Patience is essential in sustaining motivation. Without it, frustration and doubt can easily take over, leading individuals to abandon their goals before they have had the chance to succeed. A farmer planting crops does not expect a harvest overnight. They water, nurture, and wait, trusting that growth is happening beneath the surface, even when nothing is immediately visible. Similarly, an artist developing their craft must invest years of practice before reaching mastery. The greatest achievements in history are the result of years of effort, refinement, and resilience. Those who endure the initial stages of struggle, trusting that improvement will come, ultimately experience the rewards of their dedication. Maintaining faith in the journey is what separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. It is easy to feel discouraged when progress is slow or when setbacks arise. However, the most resilient individuals trust that every step forward, no matter how small, is a building block for something greater. A writer struggling with their first book must continue writing, trusting that each word brings them closer to completion. A scientist conducting research may face multiple failed experiments before discovering a breakthrough. A professional seeking career advancement may encounter setbacks, but must believe that consistent effort will eventually open new opportunities. The ability to maintain faith in the process allows individuals to push through obstacles, knowing that growth is happening even when it is not immediately visible. Consistency reinforces trust in the process. Those who show up every day, putting in effort even when results are not immediate, gradually build the foundation for long-term success. A musician who practices their instrument daily does not see improvement overnight, but months and years of dedication lead to mastery. An athlete training for a marathon does not see progress after 1 or 2 runs, but with continuous effort, their endurance and strength increase. The act of committing to daily improvement, even when the results seem minor, ensures steady and lasting progress. Success is not built in moments of inspiration, but in the discipline of consistent action. One of the most powerful aspects of trusting the process is learning to embrace the journey itself rather than becoming fixated on the destination. Many individuals believe that happiness and fulfillment come only after achieving a goal, yet true satisfaction is often found in the process of growth itself. A student preparing for a major exam may initially see studying as a burden, but later realize that the act of learning, discovering new ideas, and challenging their mind is rewarding in itself. A professional striving for success may believe that their satisfaction will come once they reach a certain milestone, only to realize that the personal development and growth they experience along the way are just as valuable. Learning to appreciate each stage of progress rather than waiting for an endpoint creates a sense of fulfillment and motivation that sustains long-term effort. Trusting the process also means learning from failures rather than seeing them as proof of inadequacy. Every setback provides valuable lessons that refine skills, sharpen focus, and strengthen resilience. An entrepreneur who experiences a failed product launch gains insights into market trends, customer preferences, and business strategy. A sports team that loses a championship does not see the season as wasted. Instead, they analyze their weaknesses and refine their approach for future competitions. Each failure, rather than being an endpoint, becomes a stepping stone toward greater success. Surrounding oneself with the right mindset and influences is crucial in maintaining trust in the journey. Those who seek validation from others too frequently may struggle when progress is not externally recognized. A painter working on their first collection must continue creating even if no one acknowledges their work initially. A researcher developing a breakthrough discovery must trust the process despite skepticism from others. The strongest individuals are those who continue to work in silence, knowing that their efforts are accumulating toward something meaningful. True progress does not require applause. It requires dedication. Ultimately, trusting the process is about having faith in long-term growth. It is understanding that progress is not always linear, that setbacks are temporary, and that patience and consistency lead to meaningful success. Those who embrace this mindset find peace in knowing that every step they take, no matter how small, is shaping their future. Growth is not measured by immediate outcomes, but by the resilience, effort, and dedication invested along the way. #4. 2, avoiding comparisons and celebrating small victories. One of the greatest barriers to long-term success is the tendency to compare oneself to others. In a world dominated by social media and constant external validation, it is easy to fall into the trap of measuring progress based on someone else's achievements. However, true fulfillment comes from focusing on one's own journey rather than competing with others. Each individual has a unique path shaped by different experiences, challenges, and timelines. The sooner one realizes that success is a deeply personal process rather than a competition, the more peace and satisfaction they will find in their progress. Avoiding comparisons fosters a sense of internal peace. When individuals constantly measure their progress against that of others, they often feel inadequate, regardless of their own growth. A student who compares their academic performance to a classmate may feel discouraged despite making personal improvements. An athlete who fixates on another competitor's speed may ignore their own progress in endurance and technique. The danger of comparison is that it shifts focus away from self-improvement and toward an external standard that may not align with personal strengths and goals. Focusing on one's personal journey builds long-term commitment and self-motivation. An entrepreneur starting a business may see others achieving rapid success and feel as though they are falling behind. However, every success story has unseen struggles, failures, and setbacks. A musician refining their craft may see others gaining recognition and question their own abilities, not realizing that mastery takes time. When individuals stop comparing their progress to others and instead focus on their own growth, they become more engaged with their process, leading to greater fulfillment and consistency. A powerful way to reinforce commitment and motivation is by celebrating small victories. Progress is not always dramatic. Often, it is built through small, consistent efforts that accumulate over time. A writer completing the first chapter of a book, a student mastering a difficult concept, or a runner improving their pace by a few seconds are all significant achievements. By acknowledging these milestones, individuals build confidence and develop the motivation to keep going, even when larger goals still seem distant. Recognizing small wins shifts the focus from what has not yet been achieved to what has already been accomplished. A business owner landing their first client should celebrate this step rather than dwelling on the fact that they are not yet a major success. A language learner having their first conversation in a new language should take pride in the achievement instead of worrying about fluency. These small victories serve as proof that progress is happening, reinforcing the belief that consistent effort will eventually lead to greater achievements. Developing a mindset that values incremental progress reduces frustration and enhances resilience. Those who celebrate small achievements cultivate a sense of optimism, which fuels persistence. An athlete recovering from an injury may not immediately return to peak performance, but can celebrate each stage of healing. A student preparing for a major exam can recognize improvement in practice tests rather than feeling overwhelmed by the final goal. Each step forward, no matter how minor, is a crucial part of long-term success. Consistency is built through reinforcement, and acknowledging achievements along the way strengthens the habit of persistence. A researcher working on a long-term project will stay motivated if they recognize progress in each phase of discovery. A fitness enthusiast will remain dedicated if they acknowledge small gains in strength rather than only focusing on the final result. The act of celebrating small milestones is not about lowering standards, but about sustaining momentum by appreciating each stage of growth. By avoiding comparisons and embracing personal progress, individuals experience a sense of fulfillment that is not dependent on external validation. Success is not about being the best compared to others. It is about becoming better than before. Those who focus on their journey develop confidence in their abilities, a deeper appreciation for their progress, and a resilience that carries them through challenges. True growth is achieved not by measuring against others, but by recognizing one's own development over time. Ultimately, success is not defined by how one measures up to others, but by how one honors their own journey. Celebrating small victories and maintaining focus on personal progress fosters a mindset of resilience and satisfaction. Those who learn to appreciate their own path, free from comparison, cultivate a deep sense of purpose that sustains them through every challenge and triumph. Silent efforts lead to loud results. The journey of success is often built in quiet moments of persistence, discipline, and dedication far from the spotlight. True transformation does not happen overnight, nor does it require external validation. Those who commit to steady, intentional actions find that success is not measured by how loudly their progress is announced, but by the impact their persistence creates over time. Through silent determination, individuals achieve not only their own ambitions, but also inspire others through their example. Consistency and discipline are the cornerstones of lasting achievement. The world often celebrates grand milestones while overlooking the quiet daily efforts that make them possible. The athlete who wins a championship is the one who trained relentlessly in solitude. The entrepreneur whose business thrives is the one who spent years refining their craft before recognition arrived. The artist whose work inspires generations is the one who practiced tirelessly when no one was watching. Each of these success stories is built on a foundation of unseen effort, proving that the most profound achievements do not require constant affirmation. True growth is not about proving oneself to others, but about staying committed to personal progress. Seeking external validation can create fleeting motivation, but real fulfillment comes from knowing that every small step taken aligns with a greater purpose. A scientist conducting years of research may not receive immediate acclaim, but their persistence leads to breakthroughs that change the world. A teacher dedicating time to students may not see instant results, but their influence shapes the future of those they teach. A writer who works in solitude, refining their craft, may one day create something that resonates with millions. The quiet pursuit of excellence holds far more power than the need for constant recognition. The power of silent effort lies in its ability to build resilience. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable, but those who remain steadfast in their commitment to growth emerge stronger. The entrepreneur who adapts to failure, the musician who refines their skill despite criticism, and the writer who continues crafting stories despite rejection all embody the essence of perseverance. While the world may not always recognize these efforts immediately, success is not about being seen, it is about making an impact. Silent determination is not about isolation, but about focused action. Those who dedicate themselves to meaningful work inspire others, not through words, but through example. The student who studies diligently, the leader who leads with integrity, and the creator who remains true to their vision all demonstrate the quiet strength that shapes extraordinary lives. In a society that often equates success with visibility, the most profound achievements come from those who choose to act without seeking attention. Ultimately, the most powerful results arise from unwavering commitment to a purpose greater than immediate gratification. Success is not a singular moment of recognition, but the culmination of years of effort, learning, and growth. The journey may be silent, but the results will always speak loudly. Those who embrace discipline, consistency, and resilience will find that their dedication not only transforms their own lives, but also leaves an enduring impact on others. Silent moves create loud results, not because they seek validation, but because true success is undeniable.